Alright fans, welcome back to the second half of tonight's RWL Rage in San Antonio, Texas. Don Hickson, Christy Ogilvie, and Mike Lane here with you. The first two qualifying entrance matches of the tournament happened in the first hour, and it's not a contradiction to say they were two very exciting opening matchups, and we've got two more on the way right here in the second hour.
And ooh baby, what we've got still to come. The Hart Foundation versus the men from Lucha, and the two kings, Harley Race and Jerry Lawler, locking it up against Tibor Belescu and Ari Alexandros of Team Euro. Right now, just a quick recap of where we've been before we get to where we're going. In the first match, the Revival advanced to the next match by defeating the X-Clan, and the Texas Hangmen, Killer and Psycho, booked their ticket to the next round by beating Tito Santana and Rick Martel. And the next two tag tournament qualifiers are coming up in just a few minutes.
And fans, we'll get into those matches in just a minute, but it has come to our attention that something is going on backstage between Virginia Austin and Jessica Goldman.
For more info, let's go to Gianni Bianco, backstage watching it all. What's going on, GB?
Apparently, Christy, full-on psychosis is going on. Reports from witnesses backstage said Jessica Goldman drove into the building's parking area, showed up dressed in nothing but a t-shirt and sneakers, and made a beeline for Virginia Austin, claiming she was, quote, here to assassinate the little S-word. She's wearing a plain white t-shirt reading Merry Christmas in red in front, and F you Jack on the back. Clearly, Jessica arrived today with one goal in mind, and that was to end Virginia Austin.
And apparently not doing too bad a job of it, GB. Wow. Virginia Austin catching 7 kinds of hell from Jessica Goldman, who has been cast out of the UK ladies and the United Kingdoms because of Virginia Austin. And now she has come back to wreak her revenge, and she certainly is doing it with a steel chair across the legs, across the body of Virginia Austin. Whoa, my, Jessica Goldman going skittering across the asphalt as Virginia Austin rounds up a chair. This can't be good.
Well, Mike, as you can see, some things have changed around here, while other things still need a little more work.
And good luck trying to break them up before they're finished. Only thing to do here is to just let the fire burn itself out, I guess.
Yeah, okay, but this is just vicious. Somebody really needs to get in there and intercede on their behalf. Well, it certainly looks like Virginia Austin's had quite enough. She is beginning to battle back against Jessica Goldman, who has finally been taken down, at least momentarily. Virginia Austin retaliating with a steel chair. Jessica Goldman absolutely gone berserk, showing up here to just attack Virginia Austin, apparently for no other reason than she exists.
While I can understand Goldman's frustration at having been kicked out of the UK ladies, and the reasons why, there's no excusing this. It's the same thing Luna Vachon did to Patty Powers and Danielle Heathcote, and she was arrested for what she did. Again, I understand Goldman's reaction, but we can't let stuff like this happen just every day. Goldman's definitely looking at fines, and probable suspension now on top of everything else.
I'll agree with you, Mike, but let's face it, Virginia Austin? Yikes! Right through the table. Anyways, Mike, Virginia is no angel in this. She could have turned down Ballarat Jack, but no. She jumped at the chance to snag Jessica's spot. I'll agree. but plenty of us think Virginia had this coming.
That's a lady's viewpoint, I'd say. And again, while I'm all man, I've known enough women to see things from their point of view. Obviously, Jessica Goldman is in a lot of pain and wouldn't do this kind of thing rationally. But when you get canned during the holiday season just to find out another woman's taking your place, come on, Christy. It's obvious Jessica's ready for her episode of Snapped.
Well, the one thing that is obvious, Mike, is that this situation has gone way too far.
I feel badly for Goldman, but this kind of attack is inexcusable.
This is just brutal. But you can't just expect Virginia to not defend herself against this kinda insanity.
Goldman needs to be in a hospital setting, like immediately. It's gotten bad back here, guys. Ginny Austin has taken a damn shovel to Jessica, braining her with the thing like a half dozen times. This is bad. Goldman's in way bad shape, and Virginia just realized how badly she's screwed up. She's panicking. Meanwhile, Jessica Goldman needs medical attention. Cut to a break, you guys. Right now.
And coming up, the next tournament qualifying matchup involving the two kings, Harley Race and Jerry the King Lawler, set to face Snarl Television champion, the Hungarian Hurricane Tibor Belescu, and the Greek hustler Ari Alexandros from Team Euro.
Welcome back. Our second half opening match, a tournament qualifier, one fall, with a 20-minute time limit. Approaching the ring first at a combined weight of 515 pounds, Jerry the King Lawler and King Harley Race, the two kings.
Folks, a quick update on our backstage brawlers. Dr. Beverly Sims Barnett has ordered Jessica Goldman and Virginia Austin to the hospital. Goldman's going under medical isolation, and Virginia to be checked out for her injuries. And it looks like we'll be losing the services of both these ladies for a short while.
Medical isolation. That's parlez-vous polite. For they're pitching her into the Looney Acres Laughing Academy. Poor kids having about the worst Christmas ever.
Not to play devil's advocate, Christy, but it's not going too tough for Virginia Austin either.
Belescu to the rescue.
Their opponents representing Team Euro, at a combined weight of 434 pounds, the Snarl TV champion Tibor Belescu and the Greek hustler Ari Alexandros.
Team Euro enthusiastically threw their hat into the ring in this gold rush, with Tibor Belescu possibly becoming a double champion for the first time in his career. And Ari Alexandros would snag his first RWL title ever. And Sir Reggie Smythe is taking a back seat with the light heavyweight champion serving only as their mouthpiece for this tournament. And Sir Reggie believes in these two. So look for Team Euro to go far.
Belescu and Ari have the tough jobs here. Eliminate Lawler and Race, and don't get eliminated yourselves. Tall orders on both of those.
It is going to be Harley Race and Ari Alexandros starting this one off. As referee Charles Lucera sounds the bell, they come center ring. Alexandros catching an immediate hip toss from Harley Race. Alexandros counters with a kick backward quickly back up on his feet, gets a hold of handsome Harley Race, goes behind, German release suplex to Harley Race. Ari Alexandros tries for the wraparound DDT, but is quickly countered by Harley Race. Harley Race countered by Alexandros. He gathers Race back up, fails to connect with the right hand, goes behind on Harley Race, but is again countered by handsome Harley Race. A rising knee takes Ari Alexandros down to the canvas. An overdriving knee keeps him there. Ari Alexandros catches an arm snap from Harley Race, who beats it out of town, turning it over to Jerry the King Lawler for the first time in this tag matchup. Oh, a fist drop from the King, and nobody delivers one like Jerry the King Lawler. The King of Memphis going to work on the Greek hustler, slamming his head to the canvas. Lawler quickly standing by here as Alexandros makes his way to a standing position on the apron. Running shoulder takes Alexandros to the floor. Lawler going after Tibor Bileski, but gets hung up on the top rope. The Hungarian Hurricane catches the shot from Lawler and a dropkick. Ari Alexandros right there to pick up the pieces. An armbar stretch on the King. The Greek Hustler starts to go to work here on Jerry the King Lawler. A flip over neck whip center ring. A kick to the leg. Tibor Bileski yet to get back to his corner as Alexandros stands all the way up on the top turnbuckle. Here he comes. Double axe handle right across the head of the King. Another cover. One. Barely just one. Jerry Lawler being brought back up to a standing position by Ari Alexandros. A set of right hands and a clothesline to the back of the head from the Greek Hustler, who turns it over to the Hungarian Hurricane Tibor Bileski. A stomp to the leg of Jerry the King Lawler. From a deadlift, Bileski slams Lawler to the canvas. Off the ropes comes Bileski. Running splash to the King. Jerry the King Lawler having his difficulties as Bileski has his way with Lawler. Lawler counters. Catches a cheap shot from Ari Alexandros. Misses with the clothesline. Bileski goes behind on him, drives him into the corner. Tibor Bileski whips Lawler to the ropes, rebounds off the other way, and whoa, what a shot, taking Lawler down to the mat. Bileski turning it over to Ari Alexandros. The Greek Hustler taking advantage of a down Jerry the King Lawler. Up on the top turnbuckle again, changes his mind as Harley Race is brought in on the tag, misses with the knee. Ari Alexandros goes behind, whips Race to the ropes, winds him up, spinning neckbreaker. Well executed by the Greek Hustler. Alexandros catches elbows to the midsection from Harley Race. Race locks him up, whips him to the corner, up clothesline, takes Alexandros down. Race covers one. Barely even, just a one. Race misses with the driving knee. Ari Alexandros misses with the clothesline. Gets slammed down to the mat by handsome Harley Race. Race slams him down again, right the nose right into the mat. Race returns to his corner, tags in Jerry the King Lawler. Ari Alexandros making his way to a standing position. Lawler right there tags him with a right hand and puts him right back down on the mat again. Lawler with a stomp to the arm of the Greek Hustler. Alexandros quickly back up, lines it up for the tried for the DDT, but again Lawler just a step too fast. A quick jab from Lawler. Alexandros whipped to the ropes. Lawler misses with the elbow. Alexandros puts on the brakes. Lawler has him up, inverted atomic drop to the lower regions. And here comes Harley Race again. Ari Alexandros trying to make his way to the corner as quickly as he can, but it is too late. Harley Race right there to stop him. And now into an abdominal stretch. Referee Charles Becerra checking Alexandros. Jerry the King Lawler putting the prevent on Tibor Bileski. Alexandros catches a kick to the head from Harley Race, counters with a kick of his own. Now Lawler and Bileski duking it out on the outside, out of camera range, as Alexandros goes behind on Harley Race. Whoa! Beautiful suplex with a pin and a bridge. 1, 2, almost a 2. As Harley Race rolls to the outside, Ari Alexandros goes after Lawler. A dropkick puts the King on the floor. Look at this. Tibor Bileski with a vulgar display of power and a power slam to Harley Race on the floor. Lawler rolled back inside the ring by Ari Alexandros. Harley Race catches a shot from Bileski. Alexandros back in the ring. Harley Race taken down to the canvas quickly by the Greek Hustler. Look at this. A cloverleaf, a surfboard, and a stomp to the back of the head all rolled into one from the Greek hustler. Team Euro with the upper hand against the two kings of the present time. Head first into the turnbuckle goes Harley Race. Here comes Tibor Belescu. Double team incoming for King Harley Race. Double shoulders as Belescu takes over for Team Euro. Harley Race rounded up out of a deadlift and slammed to the mat. The Hungarian Hurricane. 5 feet 9 inches, 200 pounds of raw power. Harley Race with a pile driver on Belescu, and look at this, he was getting right back up again. A spinning neckbreaker from Harley Race, and again Belescu has to be taken down a third time. Jerry the King Lawler brought in on the tag. And finally, the wear and tear beginning to set in for the Hungarian Hurricane in this matchup. Lawler rounds him up. Belescu counters, chop block to the knee of Jerry the King Lawler. Lawler counters with an elbow. Misses with a dropkick. Belescu dodges him. King puts on the brakes on Belescu. And knee to the midsection from the Hungarian Hurricane. Lawler whipped to the rope. Whoa, 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 by the throat and all the way up. Belescu with another power slam to Jerry the King Lawler. Here's a pin attempt. 1. Almost a 2, but Harley Race there to provide the cavalry. A stomp to the arm of Lawler. Ari Alexandros comes in on the tag. Lawler charges, collides with the Greek hustler. They lock it up. Alexandros with a kick and a discus forearm, taking Lawler down to the mat. Alexandros dragging Lawler towards center ring. Lawler getting back up again. A shot to the midsection of Ari Alexandros. Alexandros counters with elbows to Jerry Lawler. Goes behind on Lawler, German release suplex. The Greek hustler turning it back over to Tibor Belescu. Lawler catches a stomp to the back from the Hungarian Hurricane. Belescu rounds him up over the shoulder. Another running power slam from the Hungarian Hurricane. He's got him up, one arm slams him and goes a beautiful pin. But Harley Race a bit too close. Belescu stalking Jerry the King Lawler. Has him up, look at this. Lawler counters it into a flip, a pin 1. Only just a 1. Jerry the King Lawler surprised us with that one. There's a right hand to Belescu. Lawler beating Belescu's head to the mat. Harley Race brought in on the tag. Belescu moves in on him. Harley Race with the upper hand whips Belescu to the ropes. Hip toss from Harley Race. Belescu catches a right and another. And a third, down he goes. A stomp to the midsection from handsome Harley Race, who's really starting to cook right now. A driving knee into the back of Belescu. An arm snap from Harley Race, who turns it over to Jerry the King Lawler. Belescu on the wrong side of town and in trouble. Taking a pasting from both opponents. Raining right hands onto the head of Tibor Belescu. Jerry the King Lawler gathers him up. Discus punch takes him down. Lawler misses with the fist drop. Belescu slips out of the way on that one. The Hungarian Hurricane whips into the corner. Lawler counters with a knee. Belescu counters with a forearm. Lawler back into the counter again. Belescu tags him with a pair of right hands. Turns him around in the corner. Check this out. Smashed into the turnbuckle. Spud. Whoa! That was beautiful. Tibor Belescu. What a display of athleticism. As Ari Alexandros is brought in on the tag. An arm snap to Lawler. And now into an armbar. The Hungarian Hurricane watching as the Greek hustler Goes to work on Lawler on the outside. Lawler gets a hold of him, has him up, suplex him. Both men on the outside now with the referee counting. Lawler, with a set of jabs on the right, takes Ari Alexandros down to the floor. Another right hand takes him around. A rake of the back from Jerry the King Lawler. Making his way back inside the ring. Well, Lawler is fired up. Ari Alexandros still stunned. Bolescu counters Lawler. Lawler countered again. The Hungarian Hurricane not fooling around. There's a throat chop from Lawler to Ari Alexandros. A right hand takes him down again. The Greek Hustler finding himself in trouble here at the hands of Jerry the King Lawler. The King of Memphis really going to work here on the Greek Hustler. Oh, he rolls to the outside. Oh, he is not pleased. Bolescu hangs him up off the top rope. Down goes Lawler. Ari Alexandros drives his knee into the arm of the King. Lawler gathers up again. Oh, fisherman buster from the Greek Hustler. A stomp to the face of Jerry the King Lawler. Lawler countering with a dragon screw and quickly going for a pin here. 1, 2. Both teams certainly putting in the effort to get the W. Alexandros tags in Bolescu. Bolescu charges. Whoa! Clothesline drops Lawler like a stone. Bolescu goes after Harley Race, tags him with a right, gets out onto the apron with Race, and slams him into the lip of the apron. There's the King Lawler laid out on the other side of the ring. Bolescu going after him now. Up, in, oh, what a powerbomb out on the floor to Jerry the King Lawler. The referee counting. Bolescu misses with the knee. Lawler quickly back up. There's a jab from the King. A knee to the midsection from Bolescu. Bolescu rolls Lawler back inside the ring. Bolescu all the way up. Here we go. The Hungarian Hurricane goes flying. Elbow across the back of the King. Bolescu gets a hold of Lawler. Slams him into the Team Euro corner. Here comes Ari Alexandros again. And here comes a double team to the King. Whip to the ropes. Back body drop. Ari Alexandros assuming control for Team Euro. Jerry the King Lawler taking a pasting at the hands of both Ari Alexandros and Bolescu, and the assault continues as Bolescu's brought in. Whoa! Caught Lawler mid-run and slams him down. A cover from Harley Race. Breaks up the pin again. Jerry the King Lawler needs to tag out at this point. He is in bad shape. Bolescu tags him again with another running power slam. Jerry the King Lawler in deep dish kimchi at this point. Lawler counters Bolescu with elbows. Bolescu backs off. Lawler catches another knee from Bolescu. One arm slam center ring and another quick pin from Bolescu. Harley Race breaks up the pin again. The teamwork of the two Kings absolutely amazing. Bolescu has him all the way up, military press slam, going for another pin. And again, Harley Race saving the match for his team. Bolescu's seen enough. Delivers a couple of rib breakers to Harley Race before pitching him. Both members of the two Kings are laid out. Bolescu delivers another running power slam to Harley Race this time. The King sets him up for the pile driver and nails it. Bolescu finally put to a stop here. Here's a pin. Bolescu instinctively reaches out for that bottom rope. Jerry the King Lawler arguing his case, but it's no use. He turns it over to Harley Race. Bolescu standing center ring waiting for Race. Race gets a hold of him. Spinning neckbreaker. The Hungarian Hurricane counters. Slams Harley Race face first into the canvas. Rolls him over, goes for the pin center ring. This time Jerry the King Lawler breaking up the pin for his team. The two Kings giving Team Euro quite the run for their money. Harley Race pitched halfway across the ring. The pure power of the Hungarian Hurricane. Bolescu slammed into the two Kings corner. Here comes Jerry the King Lawler. Here comes a double team to the Hungarian Hurricane. Whip to the ropes, double shoulders. Jerry the King Lawler takes himself to the top turnbuckle. Bolescu laid out center ring with fist drop. Finding the mark. Here's a pin. One. Almost a two. But the Greek Hustler right there to break it up. Lawler not appreciating the rescue from Ari Alexandros. Gonna make him pay. Hangs him up the top rope. Harley Race rolls Bolescu back inside the ring. Lawler returning to the business at hand. Stomps Bolescu. Lops him up. Snapmare center ring. Full fist drop from Lawler. Bolescu makes his way to a standing position as Harley Race is brought in on the tag. Misses with the shoulder. Harley Race tags him with a right hand. Bolescu counters with a kick, but quickly back up on his feet. Charges into a right hand from Harley Race. Unmetered the midsection from Bolescu. Harley Race whip to the rope. Bolescu with a beautiful power slam, and here's another pin. One, two. As near to a near fall as we have had so far. Bolescu drives a knee into the side of the head of Harley Race before turning it over to Ari Alexandros. Alexandros charges, misses with the clothesline. Harley Race gets a hold of him. Takes him to the two Kings corner. Head first into the buckle goes Alexandros. Jerry Lawler comes in on the tag. Another double team this time. A back body drop to Ari Alexandros. Lawler stalking the Greek Hustler. A big fireman's carry from Ari Alexandros. Winds up the arm on Lawler. And delivers a stomp there too. The Greek Hustler escorts Lawler to his corner. Head first into the turnbuckle goes the King. Here comes Tibor Bolescu. And another double team. A lot of tandem moves in this matchup. A double team back body drop to the King. Harley Race taken out by Bolescu, who goes out onto the other side of town. But Race is useless. A bolt without a nut. A scoop slam to the King. Lawler quickly back up. Swing and a miss from Bolescu. An elbow from Bolescu to the King. Lawler catches a back suplex from Tibor Bolescu. The Snarl TV champion on fire here. A one-man wrecking machine. Rib breakers to Lawler as he is pulled to the other side. Harley Race still motionless. Bolescu with a right hand that spins Lawler around. He's got him up another back suplex on the floor on the outside, with the referee continuing to count here. And he's up to 8. He's up to 9. Lawler still out to lunch. And that is going to do it. That is a count out right there, ladies and gentlemen.
At 19 minutes and 29 seconds, the referee has counted out Jerry Lawler. Your winners by countout, Team Euro.
Well, for the purposes of this tournament, it don't matter how you win so long as you do it. And Tibor Bolescu and Ari Alexandros have just pulled off a terrific upset win with a countout with Tibor Bolescu, the Hungarian Hurricane, beating Jerry the King Lawler into an absolute stupor long enough for the referee to count Lawler out. And so Bolescu and Alexandros will be going on to the next phase of this tournament. Ladies and gentlemen, we'll be back in just a moment with more RWL Rage and more tag team action right after this. Well, we've got one more tournament qualifying matchup, and here it is. Bret the Hitman Hart, Jim the Anvil Neidhart, the Hart Foundation, set to lock up with the Man of 1,000 Masks, Mil Mascaras, and the Blue Demon, the man from Lucha.
This next tournament qualifying match is scheduled for one fall with a 20-minute time limit. Coming down the aisle first, at a combined weight of 512 pounds, from Las Vegas, Nevada, Jim, the Anvil, Neidhart, and from Calgary, Alberta, Canada, Brett, the Hitman Hart, the Hart Foundation.
You two boys know the joke about the Hart Foundation being always the bridesmaids, but never the brides?
Yes.
Funny to some people, but not to the Hart Foundation, who have been busting tail for a title win for forever. But Brett and the Anvil seem to just keep coming up empty. Maybe their luck will change up here against Mil Mascaras and Blue Demon, maybe.
Their opponents at a combined weight of 443 pounds, from Mexico City, Mexico, the team of the Blue Demon, and Mil Mascaras, the men from Lucha.
Gonna be a battle of technical skills, with the Anvil tossed in for some power moves, and the Lucha Libre stylings of Mascaras and Blue Demon. Yeah, this should be a great qualifying match, and it's a shame one team's gotta lose, because they're both deserving teams.
We won't see any count out like the last match. No, these guys are gonna go at it tooth and nail, hammer and tongue, all night long, till we get a clear winner.
Mil Mascaras and Blue Demon, very popular with RWL fans, and they rarely bother with any part of championship action. This was an opportunity the Lucha megastars couldn't refuse.
Well, it'll be interesting to see how the men from Lucha fare in this unusual bid for championship gold. The bell sounds. Jim Neidhart and Blue Demon starting off the Anvil. Countered by Blue Demon with a kick to the midsection. Blue Demon with a hard right takes the Anvil down to the canvas. Jim the Anvil Neidhart being escorted to the men from Lucha's corner. Here comes Mil Mascaras with a kick to the ribs of the Anvil. The Anvil. Whoa, with a pin yet. Here we go, one. But just barely a one. And here comes Blue Demon again. A lot of frequent tags with the men from Lucha. Jim the Anvil Neidhart sidestepped by the Blue Demon. Was got him by the throat. What's he gonna do? Oh! Hard shot to the midsection. Blue Demon. Rounded up by Jim the Anvil Neidhart. Gets a hold of the trunks, has him up for a vertical suplex. The Anvil misses with the running dropkick, gets a hold of the Blue Demon from behind, turns him around, has him up over the shoulder, fireman's carry position towards the corner, and head first into the turnbuckle goes the Blue Demon. He counters, finds his way out of the corner quickly, takes the Anvil down with a low dropkick. The Anvil countering. Quickly back up on his feet. Slam. Blue Demon face first to the canvas. The Blue Demon counters with a shot to the Anvil. And starts driving knees into the midsection of Jim Neidhart. The Anvil rounded up again. Escorted to the men from Lucha's corner. Head first into the turnbuckle. Here comes Mil Mascaras again. Another double team incoming. Double axe handle across the arm for Jim the Anvil Neidhart. Mil Mascaras opens up with a set of kicks and chops. And look at this beautiful tilt-a-whirl. The Anvil taken for a ride, and again, the tag to Blue Demon. The men from Lucha taking turns, disassembling Jim the Anvil Neidhart. Neidhart quickly back up, catches another kick from Blue Demon. Anvil whipped to the ropes. Another very hard shot to the midsection. The Anvil quickly back up. And looks like he's had enough. Here comes the excellence of execution. Brett the Hitman Hart misses with the clothesline. Blue Demon escorts him to the corner. Head first into the turnbuckle goes the Hitman. And another tag. Mil Mascaras with another double axe handle across the arm. This time to Brett the Hitman Hart. A series of shots. Backs up the Hitman, rebound off the ropes, and a beautiful DDT. From the man of 1,000 masks, here's a cover. 1, 2. Nope. Bret Hart getting that left shoulder up. The Anvil taken down by Mil Mascaras, and Mascaras goes through the ropes and takes down Bret Hart as well. Look at this here, the men from Lucha firing on all cylinders here. The Hart Foundation falling behind badly. Bret the Hitman Hart. Scoop slams. Mil Mascaras. Bret the Hitman Hart proceeding to go to work on Mil Mascaras. Jim the Anvil Neidhart still recovering on the outside. Bret Hart with a stomp to the arm of Mil Mascaras. Mascaras sweeps the leg, takes down Bret Hart. Mascaras locks up the Hitman. The Hitman counters with elbows to the midsection. They lock it up, a kick to the gut, and a DDT to Mil Mascaras, who counters and is quickly right back up again and tags in the Blue Demon. Here comes Jim the Anvil Neidhart, fresh partners all the way around a clothesline to the Anvil from Blue Demon. The Anvil misses his clothesline, whipped to the ropes. Blue Demon ducks under. Another hard shot to the midsection of Jim Neidhart. Here's another pin attempt. One. But no, only a one. The Anvil quickly getting the shoulder up. Locks up Blue Demon. Headlock punch from Jim the Anvil Neidhart. The Anvil whips Blue Demon to the far right corner. Blue Demon counters with a knee, gets the Anvil into the corner, misses with his move, winds up getting hung up. In the tree of woe, Jim the Anvil Neidhart puts the boots to the throat of Blue Demon, quickly back up a clothesline over the top rope and out to the floor goes Jim the Anvil Neidhart. The Anvil slams Blue Demon face first into the floor. Bret the Hitman Hart taking a little siesta on the side over here. Blue Demon with an armbar stretch on the Anvil. The referee counting. The Anvil just about avoiding the ring steps. Blue Demon gathers him up again, drives him into the barricade. This time Bret the Hitman Hart slowly beginning to stir here. The Anvil bounced off the barricade again. Blue Demon makes his way back inside the ring. And taking his leisure, apparently. Taking himself a short break. After a pretty grueling workout, the Anvil back inside the ring. Blue Demon catches an elbow from Jim Neidhart. A hard right from Blue Demon. The Anvil counters with elbows to the midsection. Hard right puts Blue Demon into the corner. The Anvil with a headlock punch. Blue Demon scrambling out of the corner, double axe handle to the back, takes Blue Demon down face first into the canvas. Here comes Bret the Hitman Hart again. And the tide's beginning to turn here for the Hart Foundation. Blue Demon catches a leg snap from Bret the Hitman Hart. No doubt working the lower legs and setting up for that sharpshooter later on in the match. The Hitman evades Blue Demon. Rounds him up. Blue Demon quickly counters his way out of a situation and delivers a snap suplex to the Hitman. Blue Demon quickly stepping out, and here comes Mil Mascaras. Two technical wizards locking up here. This should be good. A kick to the midsection from Mil Mascaras. A double boot stomp right to the midsection of the Hitman. Bret Hart countered again by Mil Mascaras. Bret Hart having his problems here as the man of 1,000 masks really starts to open up. Bret the Hitman Hart still laid out as Blue Demon comes in on the tag. The Blue Demon gathering up Bret the Hitman Hart, locks him up, kick to the midsection. He's got the Hitman up. Look at this Fisherman Buster from the Blue Demon. Blue Demon with a hard lip to the corner for Bret the Hitman Hart. The Hitman gathered up, quick counter from the Hitman into a neckbreaker on Blue Demon. Mil Mascaras tags the Hitman with a cheap shot of distraction that works a charm. Blue Demon quickly taking Bret the Hitman Hart down to the canvas, thanks to Mil Mascaras. Teamwork making the dream work right there. Bret the Hitman Hart tags Blue Demon with a right, whips him to the ropes, kitchen sink knee to the midsection of Blue Demon. A stomp to the back as Bret the Hitman Hart tries to turn things around here. Blue Demon counters with a kick, and again, beating it out of town and cheating Bret Hart as Mil Mascaras comes in. Catches a kick to the midsection from Bret Hart. A quick jab, a miss with the dropkick. Mil Mascaras whips him to the ropes. Whoa, what a beautiful hip toss. Here's a pin. But Jim the Anvil Neidhart right there to break it up. Mil Mascaras debating his next move. Rounds up Bret the Hitman Hart. The Hitman countering with elbows to the midsection of Mil Mascaras. He charges. Crucifix. Almost a pin too. The excellence of execution with a nice fireman's carry. Mil Mascaras catches a knee to the head. Bret the Hitman Hart finally turning things around for himself here. Drags Mil Mascaras towards center ring. And yes, here it is. He is setting up for the sharpshooter, as I knew he would. Mil Mascaras in a world of trouble here. Referee Charles Lucera checking it out, but Mil Mascaras finds his way out on his own. Ducks out of the way of the Hitman, but still catches a dropkick. Bret Hitman Hart goes for a pin. Blue Demon breaks it up. Bret the Hitman Hart on the apron, showboating. Mil Mascaras gets hung up on the top rope. The Hitman deftly leaping over the ring steps here. Mascaras going after Jim the Anvil Neidhart. The Anvil counters with a forearm. Blue Demon catches a crucifix from Bret the Hitman Hart on the outside, the referee counting. Mil Mascaras takes down the Anvil. Bret Hart with a right hand to Mascaras. Mascaras counters with an elbow, goes behind on Bret the Hitman Hart. And up over the shoulders, and a shoulder breaker from the man of 1,000 masks. And the men from Lucha regaining the momentum here in this matchup. Bret the Hitman Hart making his way to a standing position. Mil Mascaras misses with the crossbody. Bret the Hitman Hart gathers him up, ready to exploit the mistake. He's got him up for the pile driver. And Mil Mascaras is motionless. Bret the Hitman Hart tags Mascaras with the pile driver and sets up again for the sharpshooter a second time around. The referee, look at this, Mascaras again knows the counter move for just about everything. Up over the shoulders, Mascaras with a slap across the face. But Bret the Hitman Hart winds up the arm on the Hitman, takes him for a little walk to the corner, and off the top rope, Japanese-style arm drag from Mil Mascaras. Here comes Blue Demon again on the tag. Bret the Hitman Hart doesn't know if he's coming or going, swinging a miss. From Blue Demon, his head slammed to the canvas by Bret Hart into an armbar stretch center ring. And what a matchup it has been so far. Jim the Anvil Neidhart brought in on the tag again. Swing and a miss. The Anvil connects with a right. Blue Demon set up, clubbing blow to the chest. The Anvil with a stomp. The Blue Demon and now into a camel clutch stretch. Mil Mascaras saving the day for his team here. The Anvil countered with an elbow and a clothesline from Blue Demon, who brings Bret the Hart back in the hard way, catches the right from the Anvil, counters the Anvil with an elbow, takes him down too. Blue Demon taking down both members of the Hart Foundation as Mil Mascaras comes in on the tag yet again. Bret Hart on Dream Street. The Anvil laid out, counting the ring lights. Mil Mascaras all the way up on the top turnbuckle. Oh, here we go. He changed his mind. Look at this. Gets a hold of the Anvil instead. Whips him to the ropes. Tags Bret Hart with a shot. Ooh! A nice martial arts combination to Bret the Hitman Hart. Tags in Blue Demon again. Here comes the Anvil. What teamwork. Amazing. Blue Demon with a package pile driver to Jim the Anvil Neidhart. Here's a cover. 1, 2, 3, and that is going to do it. The men from Lucha picking up this pinfall win over the Hart Foundation.
The time was 13 your winners, the men from Lucha.
I bet Tex is happy his pal's pickup this upset went over the heavily favored Hart Foundation to advance to the next phase of this tourney. I gotta admit, I didn't think they were gonna make it. But hey, here we are, because they were just that much better than the Hart Foundation tonight. That's just the way it is sometimes.
Got me feeling all conflicted. 'Cause I want the Hart Foundation to do well, but the men from Lucha earned this win. And that took some real heart. Pardon the pun. More Rage with our main event in just a minute.
Tonight's Rage main event is a non-title match, scheduled for one fall with a 15-minute time limit. Coming down the aisle, from Los Angeles, California, weighing 485 pounds, Big John Studd. And his opponent from Hidalgo, Mexico, weighing 496 pounds. He's an RWL double champion, the Mexican monolith, Warlord Santos. 6 minutes and 20 seconds, and your winner, Warlord. Santos.